Hello, movie lovers. Welcome back to Signatique channel. Today is all about fresh cinema experiences, and I can't wait to share my thoughts on the newest filmmaking its mark. Sit back, relax, and let's dive into the recap of this exciting cinematic adventure. The film depicts Maverick's return to the U.S. Navy Strike Combat Tactics Instructor Program, also known as the U.S. Naval Combat Weapons School Top Gun, where he leads a group of young pilots, including Maverick's late best son. While training, he must face his past. This will be a very interesting experience. The film begins with an opening text that talks about how the U.S. Navy established a school for fighter pilots in 1969. Officially, it's called Combat Weapons School. We see several recruits and Marines aboard the ship as the pilot takes off or returns. Captain Pete Maverick Mitchell rides his motorcycle to the base, preparing to demonstrate scramjet flight. When he gets there, some in the Navy tell him that Rear Admiral Chester Hammer Kane is trying to shut down the program in order to redirect the funds elsewhere. Undeterred, Maverick boarded a jet the moment Kane reached the hangar door and flew directly over Admiral Kane. Captain Maverick pilots the jet and pushes it to Mach 10, exceeding the original prediction of Mach 9. This is a feat that no one has ever accomplished, so the whole crew is very happy. However, Maverick tries to go faster and exceeds Mach 10, but ends up destroying the jet by destroying it. He managed to escape before the jet crashed. Maverick is then seen walking into the bar. When he entered, everyone at the bar staring at him, and he asked for a glass of water. When Maverick arrives at Admiral Kane's office, Admiral Kane chastises him for his action. However, while the Admiral was about to ground Maverick, Kane instead informed him that he had been recalled to NAS on the North Island by his former rival and colleague, Admiral Tom Iselman Kazansky. Maverick heads to the base to meet with Vice Admiral Cyclone Simpson and Major General Solomon Warlock Bates. Cyclone reveals that he doesn't see what I see in Maverick, but he informs Maverick of the challenges ahead. A rogue nation is operating a uranium facility, and Maverick must find a way to the base and train a new group of recruits to bomb it. At first, Maverick thought he was leading the team, but it turns out he was actually just a teacher. Although he initially did not want to take the job, he received a message from his friend Admiral Tom Kalansky, who encouraged and advised him to take the job. Maverick goes to a bar to cool off. There, he meets Penny Benjamin again. The Admiral's father was upset because she happened to be his ex-girlfriend, whom he had dumped some time ago. It turns out she is the owner of the bar. Although she has no ill will towards Maverick, she ends up making him pay for a round for everyone in the bar. The new pilot class is also drinking at the same bar. That includes top prospect, Jake Hangman Salerson, who believes he has the best chance of leading the new class. Natasha, Phoenix, Trace, Robert Bob Floyd, Ruben Payback Fitch, and Mickey Fan Garcia will also be there. A moment later, Bradley Rooster Bradshaw appears. Rooster is the son of Maverick's late best friend, Goose. When Maverick's card is declined while trying to pay off a debt, Penny hangs him and playfully throws Maverick out of a bar in return. Outside, Maverick sees Rooster playing the piano and remembers when his friend Goose was playing the piano. However, Maverick still feels guilty about Goose's death. Maverick then meets with the pilots. They were all shocked to see him in the bar. He introduces himself and proceeds with the mission. Since the facility is located deep in the canyon, one side must destroy the entrance to the facility before the other side crashes into the base itself. Some pilots, like Hangman, are not on board. Rooster has no patience for Maverick and is annoyed because Maverick withdrew Rooster's application, delaying his career by 4 years. Maverick then engages in a dogfight exercise with the pilots, where he confronts 2 pilots and attempts to eliminate them. Hangman then comes up with the idea that the loser has to do 200 push-ups. Everyone agrees and the exercise begins. However, unfortunately for the pilots, they all fail as Maverick is superior to them in both skill and experience. Pilots who fail training are then forced to do push-ups. Hangman then discovers that Rooster's father has a connection to Maverick, as he is friends with Maverick, and they were in the same class. Maverick returns to the bar to pay off his debt to Penny. When he gets there, he meets Penny's daughter, Amelia. But Amelia doesn't seem to like him very much. When he arrives, she calls her mother. He then spends the afternoon on her boat in Amelia's place. Amelia tells the duo that she has something to do. When Maverick and Penny are on the boat, it's clear that there's still a spark between them. The pilots meet again for their next training session. Here, Maverick explains to the pilots that they can lose oxygen and consciousness if they fly too high, and reminds them how high and low they must fly to complete the mission. Once the exercise begins, none of the pilots except Rooster are able to reach their goal. Ice asks Maverick to go see him. He apparently has throat cancer and has great difficulty speaking, so he communicates primarily through a computer. When Maverick gets there, he greets Iceland's wife, who leads him to the room where Iceland is. Maverick expresses concerns about working with Rooster, worried that something like Goose will happen to him. Ice tells him that he needs to work closely with Rooster, and he manages to get up and talk to Maverick, telling him that the young pilot needs him more than he realizes. The next day, Cyclone walks to the airstrip, only to find that there is no one there. He learns that Maverick took the pilots to the beach to play with different soccer balls as bonding practice. The Cyclones ask Maverick why he doesn't train, and he replies that the Mavericks are together as a team. Maverick later goes out with Penny. Penny asks why Rooster's application was withdrawn. He tells her that he withdrew Rooster's application because her mother, Rooster, asked Maverick to take care of Rooster before her death. She asks Rooster why he didn't tell her, and Rooster says that he already hates her and doesn't want his mother to hate him either. The pilot then completes training to attack a target at a specific altitude and within a specific time. Not everyone can complete the required tasks. Hayek loses a large amount of oxygen and passes out on the jet plane. They try their best to revive him and are successful. A bird then crashes into Phoenix's engine, causing Phoenix to lose its engine. Maverick then tells Phoenix that he cannot save the jet, and he ejects it before it crashes. Maverick then punishes Rooster for his training methods, leading to an argument that Maverick is interfering with Rooster's flying career. They are interrupted when Warlock enters the room and tells them that Ice is finished. A few days later, his funeral is held, attended by Maverick, Penny, and the other pilots. Cyclone decides to take over Maverick's teaching position and relieve him of his duties. When Cyclone suggests an alternative, the other pilots seem to question him. Outside, radar detects Maverick piloting a jet to complete the exercise, and Maverick is able to open fire on ground targets within seconds, impressing all of the pilots, including Hangman. This proves that Maverick's method is more efficient and feasible. Cyclone then calls Maverick to his office and puts him in charge of the mission. The mission is accomplished, and Maverick selects Rooster as his wingman, joined by Hangman, Phoenix, Fanboy, Payback, and Bob. They flew toward the facility, and a nearby aircraft carrier fired Tomahawk missiles at the base, destroying the runway and allowing enemy jets to fly back toward their target at breakneck speed. They managed to fire 2 rockets and destroy the facility, but the enemy sent more pilots in pursuit of them. The pilots begin their flight, and as they attempt to escape, the enemy fires ASAMS, and they attempt to maneuver to avoid it. But Maverick's jet is shot and crashes. Rooster turns against Admiral Cyclone's orders and tries to save Maverick. A helicopter begins firing on Maverick as he walks, but Rooster is able to shoot him down. At that moment, his jet plane is shot down, but he manages to escape. Maverick and Rooster reunite and formulate a plan to get out of there. They discover an F-14 Tomcat and take control of it. They begin to fly away, chased by enemy jets, and a dogfight begins. Maverick manages to take out 2 of them with bullets and smoke bombs, but they are just about to run out of weapons when a 3rd jet comes towards them. Rooster is also unable to escape himself, so the 2 accept that they will soon die until the executioner comes and destroys the last jet. Maverick and Rooster return to the carrier, and the crew congratulates them. Rooster and the executioner have a newfound respect for each other, and Rooster looks at Maverick the same way his father looks at him. Rooster helps Maverick work on his P-51 and his Mustang in Maverick's hangar. Penny shows up, and Maverick puts her on her plane. The movie ends with Rooster placing a photo of himself and Maverick next to an old photo of Maverick and Goose. And the movie ends here. Thanks for watching our video. If you enjoyed this film recap and want more, subscribe now, like, and share captivating stories with your friends. Tell me which movie you'd like me to summarize next. See you soon.